Welcome into a new season, episode 1 of AD Update. Brandon Wirth joining by Steve Brockelbank, Director of Athletics here at Ferris State University. And Steve, we're back with another season, giving the folks more insight on Ferris State Athletics.
For sure, and I appreciate you doing this, and I appreciate having the opportunity to share information that folks maybe don't have an opportunity to hear very often. The stories that we share are often not on the front page of the sports page, for sure, but they're important for people to understand some of the things that are happening within Ferris State Athletics that, again, as I mentioned, are not on the front page of the sports page.
Yeah, absolutely. Very important things, and we'll start obviously in timeliness. Homecoming in the books this past weekend, saw a lot of Bulldog alumni, a lot of fans joining together, and especially in the game environment, 2 new things added in with Cheer STUNT edition, as well as the marching band. Really cool things added to the experience.
Really awesome, and it has changed the entire atmosphere of Top Taggart Field. It's changed the atmosphere of game day, and credit goes out to President Pink for launching the marching band, and then Dan Atwood, who's the director of our athletic marching bands, really taking this first band and doing a wonderful job with it. 77 band members in the band, and boy, what they bring to game day is pretty darn significant. And then the addition of Stunt, which is the sport for us, and they compete in the winter and the spring, but those same young women who are members of the Stunt team are also our cheerleaders on football game day. And so for those not familiar, and I know we talked about Stunt a little bit last year, but it's really a combination of gymnastics and tumbling and competitive cheer. And so excited to have that sport on campus, but also really pleased that those same young women have chosen to participate as our sideline cheer team during football games. So yeah, the whole atmosphere at Top Taggart is significantly different, significantly enhanced. And I couldn't be more pleased with it.
Absolutely, adding to the athletic experience as well as to the athletic personnel as far as teams goes. Now our 18th team here on campus. That's pretty exciting.
That's right. Yeah, they are our 18th team, and so they're already practicing, they're preparing, and as I said, their season will start here. I think their first competition, if I'm not mistaken, is in December, and then they'll carry into the spring.
Absolutely, and a new addition as well for the athletes. This one's super cool as far as the academic side of it. Of course, we hear the athletic side of it, but the student athlete side of it, a new academic center here in the building. That's a really huge thing that you wanted to add.
Yeah, it's really awesome. So there were 3 areas of emphasis that we felt administratively like we wanted to improve upon here at Ferris State within the athletic department. And we know we have wonderful coaches who do a great job of recruiting and teaching student athletes the craft of their particular sport, but we felt like there were some gaps and things that we needed to do better. And one of the things, we wanted to increase the level of academic support for our student athletes. We wanted to increase the level of care of the physical health of our student athletes, and we wanted to increase the mental health care for our student athletes. So the first one that you mentioned, the academic center, so we launched an academic center, and I have to give a lot of credit to Sarah Higley and Kim Hancock. They worked hard on a grant to give us a position for a student success academic support person, Izzy Laird, who just started with us in August, and so she runs that academic support center. So now we have a space that we've committed to that, and we never had that before, as you're well aware, as a former student athlete. So we have that. She also has a graduate assistant in there, Braylon, who's working with her. So we have people in there working and supporting our student athletes. And I walk by there on a daily basis, and it's pretty awesome to see the number of student athletes that are in there taking advantage of some of the services that they can offer. But they also do a great job of pointing our student athletes to the services across campus. They have study tables in there. There's computers in there. There's a place to study. So the level of academic support that we're now providing to our student athletes has made a big jump, and I'm really, really pleased about that.
Yeah, and you just mentioned walking by there. I walked in here as we were doing the production. There's students in there. It's a really exciting thing indeed. And the second part that you mentioned, the health side of it, I know Ferris now 2 new partnerships as well. The first one being OnRise.
Yeah, so OnRise, in fact, we just met with them last week, our orientation call with them, and we're going to start getting this out to the teams here soon, probably over the next couple of weeks. But OnRise is a 24/7 mental health support system that will be put into place here for our student athletes. We have a wonderful relationship with the counseling center across campus and Andy Slater, and he does an awesome job. But the reality is, we want 24/7 care available for our student athletes. And I know our counseling center at times is extremely busy. And so we're always going to defer to our counseling center first. But when the counseling center can't support all the needs, we have OnRise as an option for our student athletes. And so I'm excited about that. As I mentioned, 24/7, 365 days out of the year, mental health care available for our student athletes. It involves both peer-to-peer counseling as well as psychologists and psychiatry available for our student athletes. So they'll work in partnership, and Andy Slater was a part of this conversation in the University Counseling Center. So we work together with them to bring on Rise. So I'm very excited about that service that will be available to our student athletes.
Yeah, adding another resource, especially to these athletes, super important. And another one as well, the second one, Corewell Health, a partnership that we've had in the years past, but now advancing it a little bit more, especially for athletic trainers.
Yeah, we've always had a fantastic partnership with Corewell Health, and I'm extremely pleased to be a partner with them. And they've done a wonderful job with our athletic training room. They write our standing orders. They provide to us our docs for our orthopedic needs and other needs, and that relationship's been outstanding. And so we hired Megan Snow as our healthcare administrator, head athletic trainer, and Megan came from Corewell, and so we were able to leverage her relationship. And again, she did a wonderful job of guiding us through this and kind of leading us, navigating this path to enhancing this partnership, which we were able to do. So we've added athletic trainers in our athletic training room because of the enhanced partnership, and we've also added physical therapy services in the athletic training room as well. So just the level of care that our student athletes are now getting, both on the physical side and the mental health side, is increased significantly. And then to top it off, the other piece we didn't mention, but another piece of the Rise that we elected to go with was a nutritional counseling piece. So that's another thing that will be available to our student athletes.
Absolutely. A lot of things going towards the health of athletes, and I know the fans are very excited about that, especially and going forward. But also, over the last couple of months since we've had an episode, there's been some new head men going in as our coaching staff as well. And the first one, Brett Riley, taking over for legendary coach Bob Daniels. Just talk about that hiring process and bringing in Brett.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have Brett here and the whole staff, right? He put together a wonderful staff, and Brett comes to us from Long Island University. He was there for 5 years. It was a startup program, and he took them to the top 25 in the nation in the pairwise. So really excited to see what he can do here at Ferris State. But so far, he's done, from all accounts, talking to student athletes and talking just to staff, he has done a wonderful job here in the first few months of getting our hockey team prepared and ready to go into the season. And we're just a couple weeks out from opening up at Miami and then bringing Western Michigan here, the national champions, into our building. So quite a challenge to start out with 2 NCHC teams and one being the national champion. But boy, Brett's done a great job. We were ranked in the top 5 nationally for transfer classes. So certainly the level of talent that we have in that locker room has increased. And the amount of work that these young men are putting in right now is pretty remarkable. And they have all bought in, and Brett talks a lot about that, how pleased he is with how our student athletes have bought into the new philosophy, the new structure. There's a lot of newness to it, right? And just the new teammates. When we brought in a large number of transfers. So when you bring in that number of transfers along with your returners, it takes a while for those guys to mesh, and they've done a wonderful job of it so far to this point. So I'm really looking forward to getting to October and seeing that team compete.
A lot of excitement on the ice indeed for October, and also some excitement across the hall for Coach Bobby Paytrack, who's taking over for men's basketball for Andy Bronkema, and he's had a lot of exciting things happen with that team so far in the offseason.
He has. He's done a really good job, and that process happened a little bit late. Andy left us a little bit late, and congratulations to Andy. He's a wonderful human being and did a fantastic job here as our head men's basketball coach. But it's great to have Bobby on board. Bobby had a wonderful, wonderful career out in the RMAC, and so it's good to have him here with us. Did a great job there. I know he's extremely grateful and excited to be here at Ferris State. Did a great job putting together a roster really without a lot of time, and it was pretty challenging, but he's done that and put together a competitive roster. And those guys are working hard, and I know there's a lot of excitement around that particular program. So looking forward to seeing what Bobby can do with our men's basketball program this year.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting indeed. And it's just exciting as well to kind of wrap up. Students are back. Athletics is back. The fall is finally here as we go in episode 1. Just a very exciting time here at Ferris State Athletics as well. Homecoming now in the books, and a lot of upcoming games that will be very exciting here on that.
Yeah, we're getting to that time of the year when we have both fall and winter sports going. So if you want to catch an athletic event here at Ferris State, there's probably one going on, especially when we get in October with a mix of fall and winter sports. So I encourage people to come out and watch your favorite team and watch the Bulldogs compete. We're really blessed to have the high quality of athletics that we do here at Ferris State. Sometimes I think people take it for granted, but this doesn't happen everywhere. You don't have this level of success everywhere, and we're we're currently experiencing that right now. So come out and enjoy it with us.
Absolutely. And that's going to conclude episode 1. Steve, any last thoughts for the fans?
No, I just appreciate you doing this again. I appreciate having the opportunity to speak to folks out there, and go Bulldogs.
Absolutely. Go Dogs indeed. And we'll see you on episode 2. You can follow along on YouTube at Ferris Athletics.